Hello and welcome. Today I will be talking about Durarara Volume 3, the Yellow Scarves Arc. And now it starts with an unknown narrator asking Izaya if he's capable of killing humans, despite loving them, and also calls him a coward for waving a knife around without killing intent. In the Dollars chat room, Taro is laughing, but Seton tries to look at the backlogs, only see that it got deleted by Kanra. Topic then switches to Shizuo Heiwajima. Saika is getting used to the internet, and Seton warns the chat room about the muggings and that armed robbery in the district. Kanra and Taro talk about the virus being fixed and Saika's trolling, and Kanra tells Taro that it's possible that Saika is the slasher. Kanra told Taro that it was possible to kill Shizuo, then Taro warns her not to involve the dollars. 2 years ago, Izaya paid a visit to the hospital where a girl was unconscious, as Izaya provokes Masayomi, reminding him of his guilt and being tied down by her. When she woke up, Masayomi wasn't there, and now Kira visits Henri to the hospital after the slashing incident. Then he pays a visit to Saki Mikajima, who is his girlfriend, and she encourages Masayomi to date other girls, even though she's aware that he will choose her over the other girls. I think him flirting with girls makes sense due to his guilt that he has over Saki's situation, as well as being in a young age where you don't know what to do when someone gets hurt, especially someone you love. And like 2 years ago, Masayomi was in junior high, so yeah, that's a lot on someone that age. But then Seltzy got chased by Kinosuke Kuzuhara, who's a traffic cop and also part of the Kuzuhara family and their cop lineage. Seltzy is terrified of him due to his aggressive chasing when Seltzy was speeding, and Kinosuke proclaims not to fuck with traffic cops. Seltzy runs into Shinra's arms, terrified by the motorcycle cops, and also referring to Kinosuke as Freddy Krueger. Shinra then asks her to pick up his father, Shingen. Shingen is surrounded by a small group of yellow scarves, as Horada recognized Seltzy and confronted her until she scares off the group. The chat room talks about the rise of the yellow scarves, and Saika wonders about the color gangs. The yellow scarves and the dollars are trying to find the slasher, and Saika excuses herself for the night. Then Makaido, Henri, and Kita hang out. Shizuo and Tom went to eat out, but Shizuo got angry at Simon for ripping them off and mentioning Izaya. The Yellow Scarves meet. Masayomi reminisces on his junior high days and his hometown, as well as his visit with Saki and the first time he met Izaya Orihara. The lookout spot a woman as they were alert, and it's revealed that it was Henri as she finds out that Masayomi is the leader of the Yellow Scarves. I like that Masayomi is trying to find peace within Ikebukuro, which goes back to one of the themes in Volume 2 about peace and tranquility. We move on to Shingen teasing Seltzy and Shinra about their relationship, and accidentally slips up about how he was the one who stole her head, which made Seltzy furious and caused her to chase him, but he hides and escaped from her. I don't like the age gap between Seltzy and Shinra, even though they're adults, like right now in the story, but Shinra actually first met Seltzy when he was a kid. But yeah, I liked the mention of the Lian Shi, if I'm pronouncing that right, and I found it cool to learn a little bit about Irish folklore throughout the series. But then, we move on to Henri, who's feeling guilty from the tension between the Yellow Scarves and the Dollars, and she uses the Saika army to gain information as she finds out that Masayomi is the leader of the Yellow Scarves, and Henri knew that something with her friend has changed. And now she's at the factory, and the Yellow Scarves are surveying the area to look for her until Henri contacted Celsi and both of them escaped. And on their way, Celsi captured Shingen, as he recognized Henri due to the connection she has with her family's antique shop. And Shingen was the one who purchased the Psycho Blade. In the chat room, Kanra and Taro Tanaka talk about the previous battle between the Yellow Scarves and the Blue Squares. The Blue Squares kidnapped the girlfriend of the Yellow Scarves leader, and some Blue Squares recently joined the Yellow Scarves in secret. Taro warns the Dollars not to mess with the Yellow Scarves. Kanra warns him about how the open member system can cause people to be on both sides. Masayomi visits Saki at the hospital, and later on he met up with the fan gang, who noticed that he was back. They talk in Russia Sushi about how to handle the situation between the Yellow Scarves and the Dollars. It gets into a heated argument until Simon diffuses it. Then Kadota gives Isaiah's number to Kita. We then get a flashback to 2 years ago, where the Yellow Scarves and the Blue Squares fought, as well as Masayomi and Saki dating for the first time. And Kita went to Isaiah for information on the Blue Squares. Then Izumi, the leader of the Blue Squares, kidnaps Saki and breaks her leg to lure Masayomi, but the van gang betray the Blue Squares, with Yumasaki lighting one of the vans on fire and the van gang rescuing Saki. Masayomi felt like a coward for running away, and in the hospital, Kadota told him not to continue running away from his past. Masayomi stayed in contact with Makaido, not mentioning the Color Gang War, and Makaido decides to come to Ikebukuro, interested in the stories that his best friend shared with him about the district. Isaiah gave Naimi tasks that she did effortlessly, and she asked him about the chocolate, which Isaiah told her was a gun that the Aokusukai was missing, since Celsi obtained the guns during the incident a year ago. Kita visits Isaiah, which Isaiah decides to mess with him about the face he's making, and brought up Henri's incident being similar to Saki's. He wondered how things are between Makaido and Kita, as he tests Kita if he was jealous of the happy life Makaido has, and Masayomi denies it, and Isaiah tells him that Makaido is the leader of the Dollars. Shizuo and Tom went to collect another debt, but got ambushed by Horada and his goons, whom picked a fight with Shizuo, which had them terrified when Shizuo beat them up until Horada shoots Shizuo. Then Makaido noticed that his friends have been absent in school, and he feels jealous at the thought between Henri and Masayomi possibly being a thing. And then Mika Harima and Seiji Yagiri met up with him, as Mika was worried about Henri due to her being absent. And Seiji told Makaido not to be shy and not to ignore what the other person is feeling. Henri was staying at Celsi's place, as she eventually told Celsi about the situation between her and her friends. Horada calls Masayomi to kick him out of the Yellow Scarves due to his association with Makaido. Horada then plans to target Makaido and the Dollars, as Masayomi Kita faced his fear and he doesn't hesitate like before in order to save his best friend. Then Shingen used a fake gun on Naimi and has a discussion with Isaiah about Celsi's head. And then Masayomi arrived at the factory to face Horada and his group, who were actually the Blue Squares that infiltrated the Yellow Scarves. Henri left Celsi's place, as Celsi went to get Makaido as well, to ask him if he loves Henri Sonohara, as well as him revealing his secrets to her. Kadota infiltrates Horada's group to help Masayomi. Then Henri, Celsi, and Makaido arrive at the factory. Kadota takes the injured Masayomi and to the hospital, while Horada and his group chased Celsi until Shizuo used a signpost like a bat to to rip the car's roof off. And yeah, people like Harada believed that Shizuo died because like he collapsed, but no, like he was still alive and tanked the gunshot and went to Shinra. Tom told Shizuo about lead poisoning, and Inosuke tails Harada and his goons to arrest them because they were breaking traffic laws. It was revealed that Higa, who was a part of Harada's group, was revealed to work for Izaya and retrieved the missing gun that Harada stole from the Awakusukai. But Higa was one of the Saika children, which leads to Anri finding out that Izaya was the one manipulating the whole conflict as she confronted him. And then we had this whole scene with Izaya and him pointing the gun at people to mess with her. But yeah. And then it's revealed that Naimi was the one who told Harada about Makaido being the leader of the dollars. Like, yeah, she still resented Makaido for the events of Volume 1. But yeah, later Simon got a call from Saki, which leads him to punching Izaya, giving him a black eye, and tells him not to stir up trouble around Ikebukuro. Then, at the hospital, Saki visits Masayomi and is shown to be able to walk again. She then admitted to him that she allowed herself to get captured because of Izaya's suggestion of ending the conflict between the Yellow Scarves and the Blue Squares. Masayomi and Saki reaffirmed their love and are now able to have a fresh start. I liked when Saki broke away from Izaya's manipulation, and the comparison Izaya makes between Saki and the Lenanshi, which, again, I'm sorry for mispronouncing. I just don't know Irish folklore. Plus, I looked it up. I looked up the pronunciation on Google, so yeah, there's that. And yeah, as well as the discussion Izaya had with Shingen and his interest about Izaya's theory of Dullahans being Valkyries. Masayomi leaves Ikebukuro with Saki, which leaves a hole now that he's no longer in trio with Makaido and Anri. And then yeah, I loved when Makaido reassured Anri that Masayomi will come back. It's a little bit sweet. And then the two of them hold out hope that he will come back. Makaido decided to hold off on asking out Anri until Masayomi came back. Then Celtsy and Shinra meet Shinra's stepmother, Amelia Kishitani, who's happy to meet them both. Celtsy gets jealous of Amelia, and she gets a hug from her, which surprised Celtsy. It's revealed that Amelia works for Nebula, and she came here to dissect and study Celtsy. And Celtsy swore to eliminate Shingen. In the Dollars chat room, a new user named Bakura joins in as Taro immediately knew Bakura was Kira. Even if Makaido Ryugamine couldn't see his best friend in person, he was glad that he could meet him online. And yeah, I liked how the story was set up for these three past novels, as well as how Masayomi Kira's character are concluded. To me, this is a good send-off for Masayomi if he wasn't going to come back to the series. Yeah, I know he will come back, and I'm looking forward to that. And I also like the themes of running away as well as facing your own fears. Like, yeah, overall, I like this novel. Yeah, I sort of went past through it just so this video would not be long. Yeah, season 1 of the anime is adapted from the first 3 novels, and yeah, the rest of it is season 2. And yeah, I also found it, like, in the afterword, I found it funny that fans thought the series was going to end in Volume 3, and it kind of feels like it would. And there's, like, more to look forward to in Volume 4 as well. And for the rest of the novels to be more Ikebukuro-centric. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And yeah, Narita in that afterward stated that Celtsy was the protagonist of the series, which, yeah, I kind of do see, but I heard that the anime, they kind of made Makaido the protagonist, which, yeah, I kind of see why the viewers that the trio were going to like be the main protagonists. But no, this is like an ensemble, so like I know that too. And yeah, overall, like this novel. I I'm looking forward to the rest. My favorite characters were Anri, Makaido, Masayomi, Kadota, uh, Simon, and yeah, Izaya's cute. Like big, like Izaya works very well for this story. Like he works perfectly well for this story. And yeah, of course Shizuo as well as Celsi. Uh, I and yeah, this has been my thoughts. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.